everybody. It's Todd Brunswick here, creative producer and writer-director, and I'm back with Janette. And we were just talking about, we did our interview on the storytelling and communication, and we also did the review of the Lori Loughlin. So you got to check those out because I think they're really cool and insightful. And then now, today we're here talking about Jussie. What's Jussie's last name again?
Jussie Smollett.
It's Jussie Smollett, right, the Chicago kid from the Empire show.
Yeah, I learned a lot about how you make films and bring a story to life. So that was really insightful when I interviewed you on your Brunswick storytelling.
Well, thank you. It was a lot of fun, too.
Yeah,
and I like the idea, okay, so as a storyteller, it's or director, you're looking, it's just a natural, what looks right feels right. And now Janette is giving me the technical, oh yeah, this is the reason why kind of thing. And it's just like fitting the two, kind of like an instinctual, what looks right kind of thing on screen versus the technical, real life stuff that is really useful on day to day.
So I partnered up with Todd, and we looked at Lori Loughlin and her hubby's walk to court.
It was shame. There's a lot of shame there.
What'd you learn from that interview?
Again, it was just, you're talking about the mouth movement and the expression, and even how you're trying when you can tell. Internally, people can't resolve conflict and project when they want to. When it's really something connecting inside, they're unable. They think they're coming off a certain way, and they're absolutely, everything else about them is completely telling you the different story.
Exactly.
It's the whole, oh yeah, I was totally involved, nodding when they should be, that kind of thing.
And did you learn some new stuff once we did the play-by-play for the Lori Loughlin and her husband walking into court?
Yeah, there was a lot. You could see the before and after where she was stopping and doing autographs, and she was doing this thing, and then the big wide strut and the power pose and all that, and then after when the stuff hit the fan, so to speak.
Rut-roll.
Yeah, the rut-roll moment. It was a complete shift and just, the whole presence of themselves.
So what Todd and I really want to impress upon you is to check out both of our webinars, because Todd is awesome about how, what inspired him to go into the filmmaking and the movie industry, and our collaborative work on the Lori Loughlin. These clues, these hotspot clues, are right there in front of you. And what Todd and I provided were the play-by-play moments of how you think you kind of see it, or you just believe what they say, but from head to toes, the body always shows the truth.
Always.
So then Todd and I looked at the Jussie Smollett analysis that I provided. My other guest expert, Mark McGlish, provided the statement analysis of that, and I provided 25 minutes of the body language. So when you saw that analysis, what'd you think?
Again, the keying in on the phrasing, of the words he's using, the language itself, versus, and comparing that to even the body. It's two reveals. He was saying one thing, but how he was saying it was the tell. Let alone the body language itself was completely the other tell. When he was explaining the attack, for example, it's vague, kind of this thing. He wasn't there, and he's all in and whatever. Instead
and
of
shoulder shrugs.
Right, and then afterwards, when they show him the footage of these are the two guys we caught on camera, walking away, then he was like, oh shit. Right? He was more expressive, but at the same time, he was out of uh-oh, now I'm going to be, yeah, it's going to prove out.
Yeah.
So they caught me.
It was interesting when we looked at the body language of Jussie Smollett. We noticed plump cheeks and smiling
right.
when he's talking about being attacked,
racial slurs,
by two supposed strangers. But then when Robin Roberts showed the video of the shadowy two images that could be his attackers, then we finally saw the frown and the tongue, the tongue thrust.
Right, the throat, yeah. Oops. Yeah.
And why is it that he's unhappy that they found two attackers? Oh, and show him how he punched.
Oh, yeah, the little. And then he hit me, and then I hit him back. Really? Is it okay?
Is that how the Brunswick boys?
That's how we tussle.
That's another thing.
Tussle.
That's another thing.
Right.
Tussling? Are you kidding me? If I was walking at 2 a.m. in the dark and two men attacked me, I don't think I would use the word tussling. Tussle?
Tussle.
Maybe
Tussling.
you tussled when your children were young, you know, in a playful way.
If you're romping around on the floor, you know, yeah, sure, but...
But see, that is a key statement analysis word, tussling. Oh, and the other thing was liars need to repeat things.
Oh, the triplet, right.
Triple play, triples.
Right.
And the reason why liars repeat it 3 times is because they use that whatever hot word that they want to get across, and it provides a second or 2 additional time for the brain to think up the next lie. I mean, the next story. So.
The next lie story, whatever you want to call it. Right. Yeah, and that's the other thing. The pausing, the looking for the next. When you're recalling an incident or something that really happened, there's no having to think about it. It comes right. You know, this is what happened. I tripped. I fell down the stairs. Blah blah blah. Whatever it is, you don't have to think about. Oh, and then maybe I did. You know, it's like there's no hesitation in retelling that story. I mean, granted, if it was, you know, if you're like in your 70s and you're retelling a story from kindergarten, you might have to think again about it. But at the same time, it happened, and there's no. You don't have to think about the truth. I guess that's the thing.
That's
you
right.
Have to hesitate about
right.
the truth.
And Todd, show me the shoulder shrugs that you saw. The shoulder shrugs.
Dismissive about some horrific things that were happening and being said to him.
A rope around my neck.
A rope around my neck. Not a noose, but like, did they just like drape it? I mean, it's just, what do you mean a rope? Like, not a noose, or they choked me out. But and that was after the fact, like after he got punched and kicked and everything. He's like, oh, and then I came out and I had a rope around my neck.
And then show the audience the submissive head bow. When,
he does
when
it
he's trying to convince the interviewer of his lies. Yeah. So, what do you think?
What do you call it?
It's a turtle tuck.
Turtle tuck.
When you're protecting your vital neck. So what women tend to do, and you may not know this, is we touch our neck when we are distressed or when we're being seductive.
That makes sense, right? well, that makes sense too. But that's a submissive thing too, right?
Right. But when he is trying to convince Robin of the attack, he does a lot of head bowing.
Yes.
Like, please believe me. Please believe me. Oh, and the self-hug. See how Todd's arms are outward beyond his sides? Now, do the Jussie Smollett hug.
Oh, he was almost elbows touching in front of his belly button.
I hit his ass back.
Yeah, and then I hit him back. Which...
And I loved.
Well, he did get really expressive about when my phone fell out of my pocket. Like, did he actually like throw? I mean, to me, my first thought was because he actually had to throw his phone down for the other person on the other side to hear it.
Good point.
You know, hit me, so.
Todd made a good point, because when Jussie was saying that he was attacked, it's this little wimpy, you know, still arm to the side, wimpy attack, but his body language was more congruent when he said he had to throw his phone.
It fell out of my pocket.
It fell out of his... So why is a phone, an inanimate object, being more expressive in his body language than a full physical
Getting
fight?
Punched.
You're going to have to teach me how to fight like a Brunswick.
Oh, well, we don't fight. I don't know where that ever came from.
So, well... Now that you see the Jussie Smollett and you participated with me on the Lori Loughlin, what do you think of my body language skills? I
gotta say, Janette had, like we talked about in the last one, there's no BS in front of this person. She will call you on it and knows it and watches it. Even what was the surprise micro expression about when the recording was? I was looking for a monitor or something, and where are we going? And she's like, "We're on." I'm like, "Oh," you know, like. Yeah, the surprise.
Would you recommend me
to everybody? Right, yeah. And everything you say and do, and it's all being taken in and absorbed in the process.
And do you see how, even though we use Lori Loughlin and Jussie Smollett as examples, it's not about Lori and Jussie.
No.
It's about understanding the body language concepts so that you can use what we taught you in these videos in your interactions with others. Do you see it being useful in your interactions with others or in your business?
And now, yeah, I mean, especially, if you're negotiating contracts, you know, and some, you know, there's always points. But also, I think the ease of it is if your process, you know, it's a collaborative process, filmmaking story. It's a collaborative. So there's and part of my job is I want to find out what's motivating the actors or the crew, whatever it might be. I'm trying to find out what their motivators are. This is a way to help us get to that a lot quicker. if I'm instead of just relying on like what I'm
the
perceiving,
dialogue,
right? But if I'm watching the whole thing and listening for those words and matching it to that, again, I can be a better help. I can be a better director. I can be a better storyteller. I can gauge a lot clearer how I'm coming across it, if I'm affecting people correctly and what they're coming back to me with. Like, oh, that was really good. You know, like, no, okay, they didn't like it. You know, I mean, I'll know if somebody feels good about what they're doing. If the take was good, if they felt good, I'm going to be able to pick up on that a lot quicker.
and the more Todd understands about statement analysis and body language, he can make his actors and performers and the whole scene be more congruent with the emotions and the feeling of the scene.
It's authenticity completely, because there's stuff that that now, like I said, we technically can explain and break it down into those little moments. I'll be able to just better relate that to the actors or to the camera people.
Exactly. And what about in your day-to-day life? You know, just talking to the crew or to your friends or to your family. How do you think the skills can be helpful in just...
I think, again, it's kind of the same principle, that I'll just be able to be more effective, you know, if, understanding, I guess, a better understanding of where they may or may not be coming from. Not necessarily that I feel like I'm going to be lied to, but if they're uncomfortable, you'll be able to pick up on those little
nuances.
moments, like, okay, what's that about? You know, and you can kind of like drill down on, okay, maybe there's something more going on than they're willing to express at that moment. You know, if it's trouble, you know, on the kids with a test at school that they didn't feel really good. I mean, it just gives you more insight into communicating with people.
And when you are really observing other people's body language, they're giving you clues to help you navigate through the dialogue, so that if you see some distress or discomfort, that might switch up your strategy to build more rapport, trust, or connection. So thank you, Todd.
Thank you. Great time. Always fun hanging out and doing this cool stuff, because it's really interesting and useful. I mean, it's practical. It's practical stuff. It really is.
You need these skills. So make sure you click on the orange button and register for our double feature. First, Todd Brunswick and his storytelling and filmmaking, and then both of us collaboratively with the Lori Loughlin Walk of Shame. And also...
I love that name.
Wouldn't you agree?
I agree, yeah. Exactly.
You saw that.
I totally did, yeah.
And also, make sure on my encore, you make sure you double check my Jussie Smollett, because from head to toes, their body always shows. And if their words and their bodies don't match up, what are you going to believe, Todd?
Nothing coming out of them unless you know what they're lying about.
That's right. So make sure you click and check our videos out.